Okay, so we're getting bombarded with things out of nowhere at this point. Welcome! I hope you're having a nice day. Yeah, let's just get this out of the way. We're talking about the Sonic Heroes remake that's going wild on Twitter right now, and that's because it literally just came out of nowhere. Apparently Zippo and a reliable source that goes by the handle MBKKSSTBHZ5, great username, she confirmed or is corroborating that a Sonic Heroes remake is being considered. Now, this is where I come in with the correction. It is being considered, not in active development like some check marks have been blasting to high heaven, saying that it's reportedly in development. No, they're just considering. It would have been great if it was in development though, but it is not in active development at the moment. Now, sadly, she did confirm that there is no Sonic Adventure remakes right now, which is kind of sad because it would make sense to have at least SA2 be remade because of Sonic Movie 3. But if Sonic Heroes is being considered, that wouldn't be that big of a loss because, you know, Sonic Heroes is still good. A good choice, I mean. But yeah, it was kind of crazy seeing like all these people going like, oh my god, Sonic Adventure remake confirmed, when the actual quote just says it's being considered, and it's not even coming out in like 2026 or 2027. Come on, guys. Do your research. It's not that hard. Now, this was kind of weird because there was grounds for this to be true. Sonic Team and Sega themselves have just been like teasing and teasing and teasing. You remember in the Sonic Central where people would see like the glitches that had Sonic Heroes inverted in colors and everything? Like, it was there. It was specifically Sonic Heroes for some reason, and people thought we were getting a remake all the way back then, like it was a couple months ago. But still, like, it was weird seeing Sonic Heroes being teased or something related to Sonic Heroes because it was so specific. It wasn't SA2, it wasn't SA1, it wasn't Unleashed, it wasn't anything like that. It was Heroes. And there is some positives for remaking or redoing Sonic Heroes. They can tighten up the controls, they can tighten up story aspects, they can properly animate cutscenes. Like, there's things that it could be fixed and should be fixed, which makes it a good candidate. So I'm not against this at all. Actually, correction, I am against this because, you know, Sega's past reputations with remakes and remasters has not been great, especially Sonic, which is kind of tragic because I do want to see these games again. I do want to play these games again on modern consoles, on PC, but every single time they do it, I've already made a video about this, but every single time they do something like this, they either screw up the port job by giving them a tight deadline and not letting them take their time and properly port things over and make sure they work on current engines, and not letting them do like adjustments, additions, nothing like this that would actually make it a good remaster. And then they overcharge for a 20-year-old game, a 10-year-old game. I can find it cheaper and find the actual console for cheap too, depending on what it is, obviously. But in some cases, I can actually do that. And worst case scenario, I just get Dolphin running and most of these games run fine. Like, if an emulator can be a better experience than a straight port from the actual company, that says something about like what they're doing wrong. I'm just worried. I don't want remasters to be bad. Like I said, I want to play these games again. I want them to be on modern consoles. That way other people get to play this game. Like new people that are introduced through the comics, the movies, like you name it. There's opportunities here and they just keep fumbling the bag. I don't want that to happen. I just want a good remaster. Not even mentioning that, like, seeing all these different environments in a new engine like Unreal Engine 5, like it was rumored to be developing on, that would look so pretty. Imagine a Spyro Reignited trilogy treatment on it. Oh, that would go so hard. I would die for that. Like, seeing Metropolis, seeing Seaside Hill, like, it already looked so pretty back in Sonic Heroes original. Imagine a remaster with a new coat of paint. That would go so hard, and good controls. Oh, That would go crazy. And there's blueprints, so many blueprints as to how to do a correct one. Not just giving them time, but actually making good additions, like maybe adding concept art that has never been seen before, maybe adding another version of the game as an unlockable, like unlockables. Sonic Colors Ultimate was on a good track adding new stuff to the game. It had additional skins you could unlock. They took away the lives. There should have been an option to enable that, but that aside, that was a pretty neat addition. That way it makes it a little bit more accessible. They added new music, but it was just stupid choices that they made during development and trying to rush it out for a 2020 release. Like, it's always a rush job. Just take your time, Sega. And if you're going to like, they're already remastering Sonic Generations. I swear to God, it's being handled by Sonic Team, so there's a little bit of hope there that, you know, maybe Sonic Team, since they have the source code and everything, that they can make a better remaster. I just hope they can, because, like, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to turn out great. Like, when you look at Sonic Adventure DX, yeah, that was, if I'm not mistaken, made by Sonic Team, and it ended up like that. That's the only thing that has me worried, that they're just gonna ruin it, even though they have a good blueprint to just print out money. And there's also, like, minor issues like the voice cast. What are they gonna do about that? Because, as you know, Eggman's voice actor has passed away, sadly, like a while ago. But so it wouldn't be the same, like, bringing back everybody except one of them. It would, you know, there's ways that could be done, or they could just replace them with the new voice cast, but that wouldn't hit the same, and it would also feel a little bit weird trying to replace, like, the original vision behind the game. Like, it's just murky water that they could navigate, but they just need to do it properly. There's a lot of things that they just need to do properly that I'm not confident in Sega doing. And there's also the fact that they might do the same thing that they did with Sonic Colors, which is doing the stupid unlockable, like, days before, which is the actual release date, but then the regular version, if you don't buy the deluxe version, is just gonna be available a few days later, even though it's not worth the extra $10. Like, it's, I mean, same thing they did with Sonic Origins, now that I think about it. And then they'll release DLC that, oh my god, it'll redeem it. Why are they adding DLC after the fact? It's just, it should be right from the first time. This is 10-year-old games, 20-year-old games, 30-year-old games, you name it. It's old. They should have gotten it the first time. I just don't get these companies sometimes, man. Like, they have blueprints from other companies and even themselves, and they still screw it up. And, you know, why not SA2 out of everything? Like, you know, Heroes is still a good choice. Once again, you know, repeating what I said at the beginning of the video. But why not SA2? That makes much more sense. It's harder, it's gonna be a lot more insulting if they screw it up, but I guess, you know, a safe choice, just like they did with Colors Ultimate. I just want them to take their time and release a good product. I don't want to see this thing get ruined. Like, Sonic Colors was an average game that just got dragged through the mud, so now it's just, nobody cares. Nobody cares about Sonic Colors anymore. So, especially with Heroes, I care about Heroes more than I did for Colors, so please do not screw this up, man.